Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript Party. My buddy Red is out in her cage. I had her out for the last video, but then my wife made an amazing breakfast, so I went out and had that. We used to go out to eat a lot more than we do now. And honestly, the biggest reason we don't go out to eat nearly as much as we used to go out to eat is just going out to eat just isn't very much fun anymore. I think it's just rough, like the restaurants are really struggling, so um, you go in there and it's just not a very upbeat, fun time, and it's no fun to spend money on things that then you don't even have, you don't have a pleasant time doing it. So we are doing a lot more cooking in the house at this time. So I'm working on unit tests. Unit tests are working out really well for me. I've always had a sort of I don't know, I wasn't sure what I thought of unit tests. And then That's weird. I think it's still. This is an old one. I don't know what's going on. App custom spec TS. Expect your render count to equal 0. I don't know what the number is. Not. Oh, okay, that's right. Because we changed the way that worked, and I don't actually know if that's even what we wanted to do, or if right at the end. Oh, is okay. Yeah, that is what we want to do. Okay, so we wrote unit tests yesterday. Um, we changed the way things work because they quit working. So length. We want the length of the render count. And I guess these should be changed. The name of this renderers. But what we have learned with these unit tests and digging in is that there are some subtle and very important differences in the way that Angular does signals and RxJS does subscriptions. I believe what is happening is that when you subscribe to a variable, what happens is RxJS gives you a reference to that variable. But signals, when you compute a signal or when you execute a signal, it actually churns out a new array, and that does have some subtle differences in the way that um, objects are created and HTML and elements specifically. So, anyways, we're trying to work through that, trying to understand it a little bit better. And it is sort of the nature of software development, especially on the front end, that um, we always have to learn new stuff. It's never ever gonna not need new stuff. And what's weird, okay, so what's confused me right now is I don't have my um, I ran the unit tests and it doesn't. I guess it didn't compile and now it's not catching that I changed it. So I guess we need to rerun it. But we're doing pretty good. We have 99.69 statements. So 647 out of 649 statements are covered. We have we have two uncovered statements. We have three uncovered branches, and we have two uncovered lines. Oh, and we have one uncovered function. Okay, so this is finally coming up. So I guess it didn't compile, and then one thing is just not super reliable in the way things are. So it is upset that there is a something here that doesn't have an expectation. And we will get a warning over here as well. It's saying that, hey, this update has no expectation. Update layout component. App update layout component. So let's go ahead and take care of that. App update layout component. So apparently we have something in here that has no expectation. It would be this one. So process visualization. I don't know what this guy, if he returns anything or what. Let's see. Process visualization is a void. Okay, so let's go ahead and just make that a boolean. And we'll return true. No matter what, we always return true. And we're literally only doing this just so that the unit tests are a little bit easier to write. We could like return false if it didn't find anything. I guess that is a little bit more useful. But I don't know. For now, who cares? We'll just do this. Now we can go into our specification. And which one is... Okay, that one has an expectation. Const processed. And really all this is saying is that the function runs. That there's not a syntax error or anything on that, which doesn't really... It used to be really valuable to have that, because a lot of times you would add a new add a new library or whatever, and a function suddenly didn't run anymore, and so the unit test would catch that, hey, this doesn't run anymore. But now with the transpiler, that isn't particularly useful. To equal true. So now that warning should go away. Apparently we log something somewhere too. I would kind of like to get rid of this log custom. Doesn't really tell us where it's coming from though. And I have definitely worked in places where this was actually useless. This whole UI, because there's so many logs that you couldn't do it anymore. I'm guessing custom is not going to be particularly useful. So we're looking for like a console log. You see, it might be something that we changed. Let's see. Got us in the... Oh, is this in here? See, something is... And then sometimes you can find it in here too. This console log here, and it'll actually... Sometimes it'll tell you exactly where it was. Okay, so here we go. Unfortunately, that did not help us. But if we click in here, that is not helping us either. Ugh. Lordy. Okay, so looks like it's what it's logging is the type and an array. So let's look for the word console log. There we go. Found it. Found it. There we go. Alright, so taking care of that thing. Oh yeah, so we had tabular custom. And like I said, what tends to happen is you end up with like so many console logs. If you don't like stay on top of that, you end up with so many console logs that you can't even use this anymore. So this does not look like anything that's in our code. It looks like it's probably in 3 is doing a console log. Probably matters, but I don't quite understand it enough to do anything about it. All right, so good. So now we can actually try to do something useful. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's useful or not. But let's go ahead. It looks like this is the one we can... Okay, so we actually have 2. We have this utilities and app tabular layout. Since we've been working on these layouts, let's go ahead and just continue with that since we already have that. Yeah, and we know we need to turn that into a console log. And we know that it needs to assign the st renderers, because this guy is not giving a reference. It's actually creating a new array, which is probably maybe why we're getting detached nodes. But let's not worry about that now. Let's worry about getting the unit tests fixed. App tabular layout. Console there. Okay, so basically we want to move this. So this is flow, right? We say if this, do this, else do that. We want to replace this flow with a function that we just call straight up. And then the function will be a lot easier um, to unit test than the flow is, than trying to run the effect with the correct values and everything in it. So the name of this thing will be, what did I name it in app layout? So in our effect, get current visualization. Oh, that's not it. Process visualizations. That's definitely. Oh, that's update. It was in custom layout that we fixed this. Okay, update renderers. I don't even know if that's a good name. I guess update renderers is a good enough name. Yeah, I guess really this should be get renderers. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Get renderers. This will definitely break the unit tests. Get renderers. And then come in here and change this to get renderers. If you ever go into a code base and you're just like, why is everything just so freaking weird in here? It's because, like, if you don't jump on these things immediately when they present themselves, you just won't ever jump on it, and then you'll forget it. You'll forget why, and then when you come back, it's just going to be weird. Um, so, anyways, we are working on tabular layout. So we're going to create a new function called get renderers. And this is when you definitely should think to yourself, like, is it identical? Like, it could be, it's definitely not going to be identical because we do tabular now, right? Um, so the logic is a little different, but is this a good candidate for like maybe to go into UI service? So both of them do it. Don't know. So we know we're going to have a current view that is a string. It's a string. And I don't remember what we do. I think we do pass in custom. Yeah, it's not a string, it's a custom layout. Basically, it is this. We're going to copy this and see what we have to change. Because it looks like all we'll have to change is this one word, which then makes me think, oh, maybe this should be a shared function. But 2 isn't quite enough. 3 to me is enough. 2 is not. Because if there's only 2, then there's such a good chance that you're going to have enough variation that what happens is you end up like having to make changes, and then this whole thing gets way more complicated for everybody than it needs to be. Every change would have to, for any one of them, becomes a change for all of them. It just becomes complicated. It's just one of those things that there's just no good rule, no good single rule to tell you how you should do this. This dot get renders. And like there is like some static code analysis systems out there, and some of them may catch this as a issue, and then some of them may not. I think it's called current view, right? Yeah, current view gets taken from the layout, and then this dot st. Is that right? I'm a little confused. Do we even need this ST renderers? It doesn't even seem like we need this. We don't need that to do the job. Ah, so we'll have to declare it though. So we are going to declare it ST renderers. And I guess we need to make it a let. And we're definitely going to have to come back probably and make some sort of change to this to like instead of deleting and overwriting everything, um, it's going to uh, modify the existing array in place, and hopefully that fixes our detached nodes. And this again, I think I've said this already. I don't think that that will ever become a. I mean, I think that this is the kind of thing that might resolve itself. Like the Angular folks in future versions of Angular will just figure out a way to, on their side, and during the transpiling process, get rid of this detached or fix this detached node situation. All right, so app custom. So this would scare the living bejesus out of me if making this change like this if we didn't have end-to-end testing. End-to-end testing sort of helps resolve these sorts of, or find any of the little weird edge case breakages that happen that you just can't imagine. Now this should break our specification because we no longer need to pass it an array. Let's just see if everything works. I wouldn't be surprised if the actual unit tests end up breaking. Okay, so that works. Let's see where we're at here. So 3 out of 4 of our branches are fixed. Oh, I wonder, did it mess up the other? I think it might have messed up the other one too. Maybe not. Oh, that's right, because we're not even testing it yet. All right, so branches. So basically, we're not testing it where it's tabular or so. Yeah, we're not testing it when it actually has a current view of nothing or oh, and that's not even right. See, we already found one variation. So it's only I did it where if it was nothing, but actually it has to be tabular. That's the only time this does anything. Nothing is not an appropriate time for that to return a value. So that was a bug. We had just created a bug. Now that doesn't fix this issue, but it does make it a little easier to test. Is it still? I guess it didn't catch that there was a change. Let's reload this. Here. That. Okay, so now basically we just need to call this function with the current view set to tabular. We should be good. So let's go ahead and do that. Should get records. So the name of our other unit test, I think over there is probably wonky now. Should get renders. say component dot get renders and pass it tabular. And theoretically, that should cause that to get tested, that line of code to get coverage. Tested and coverage, I guess, are two different things. So now we are at 100% coverage, but we do have one warning saying that we don't have an expectation. So const renders equals that. We expect the renders length to be equal to 0. We are good in the neighborhood. So I think we only have one file that is not 100%, right? Everybody's perfect except for one. That's this guy. And this guy's got 2 branches that are untested, 1 line that's untested, and 1 statement that's untested. Which is kind of funny. And the problem is in this one of these 4, it's in current route service, and basically it does this mapping that basically takes the very first value. And you know, one thing we have not done is actually checked to see if the application still works. So let's see, I'm curious if we have detached nodes at this point. Let's take a snapshot. So we do have some, but we don't have any rows. I think the rows get messed up when we go like this. Let's try detached nodes. Now, I didn't even know about detached nodes like a week ago. Yeah, see, now we have our TR. See, this is the one. I think that one we're going to have to try to figure out. I don't know if we can figure it out, but all right, we're going to have to try. Basically, that old row that was in the middle is now still exists. It just doesn't have, it just isn't relevant, and it's consuming memory. So getting rid of it is probably going to be very, very important. And it's definitely something that will come back and get you later. But anyways, this purpose of this is just to return the very first value up here. So tabular, or in the case of update, it would be update. So it's the very first value that's up there, and that's what the purpose of that line of code is. But it's kind of silly to do it. It's kind of silly to do it inside of this router event pipe thing. It'd be a lot better to do it as part of its own function, so that it'll be really easy to unit test. So we do have this constructor. I don't think we need that though. But anyways, let's go to our current route service.ts. Control P. So there's our file. I did Control P to get to it and started typing in the value. And I'm going to close everything else. And basically, I don't need this constructor, so I'm going to get rid of it. And then I'm going to create a function called get layout type. And it's going to expect a string called URL, and it's going to return a layout type. And then basically it's going to return this. Um, URL return. Okay. Actually, I'm going to declare it const just so I can force it to be a layout type. Layout type layout type is equal to this value, but I don't need the router part on the front because I'm just passing in the URL and as layout type. Sometimes you can just say as layout type, but sometimes you have to say as unknown. And then as layout type. Understand what its problem is now. I usually put this on different lines. Does not seem to like that though. Return layout type. So it's happy with that. Is not happy with this being on a different line. I don't know why. It's not happy with this being on a different line. I don't know why. Oh, do I have to do both of them? Or maybe I have to put this in parentheses. There we go. So basically it was saying that I guess what I was doing, telling TypeScript was for this second part, but since I put it in parentheses, now it understands better. Still doesn't want that to be on two lines, which I don't quite understand that. So then we're going to say map. I think we're going to have to bind this. No, we shouldn't have to bind this. This is a pure function, so it doesn't care. This get layout type is a pure function. I do not. I want this. Now, this dot get layout type, and we're going to pass it the URL. It's not like that. Why don't you like that? Maybe it wants it to run? No, I don't know why that's a problem. Okay, let's see what it tells me. It says argument type is assigned parameter type value. Don't understand. So I think I could do this. Okay, I can do that, but I don't think that's actually gonna solve the unit test issue. Didn't look like it ran on its own, so I'm gonna have to force it to run. So it rebuilt, but it didn't run. Yeah, see, it's still not happy with this. Oh, okay, so Maybe that was the problem. Okay, maybe that was the problem. I think I didn't. It's all of this. Okay, I was confused. Well, because of this, the way this coloring works, I thought that that was with that, but it's this. Oh, let's put these on different lines to make it a little bit easier. Yeah, see, this is a function, right? So we give it a function. But see, this is, okay, so this is a function. We are handing it a function. So we need to return a function, not, we need to return a function, not return, um, we need to return this whole function, not a not give it something to execute. I don't know exactly how to put that. But what this needs is, instead of returning a layout type, it needs to return a function, which we did before, that is function like that. Is that return function? Okay, so it's oh, I think this has to be a capital F. I always do that. And now it's not happy at all. Oof. So it's saying that the way, I don't know exactly how to do this. I think it's just my brain just isn't quite functioning properly, or at 100% right now. All right, so I'm just going to ask ChatGPT. I'm just going to punt and say, hey, ChatGPT, I have this code, and I would like the to turn the map part into a standalone function that I can use for purposes of unit testing. So I could definitely, I do believe I could figure this out, but it's so wild that I guess I must have restarted, or I guess, yeah, I guess I never used it. Okay, so I have this Angular code, and I want to pull the map function out so it will be easier to unit test. Okay. So we do this. That's so weird. Why do I have to export it? Okay, I don't think I need to do it. Extract layout type from. So it's funny because they didn't have to do the as unknown, but they might have to. That might be on an older. Wait. He's still. Oh, okay. He calls extract, but it's still. Oh well. Okay. I don't. Okay. So is there any way extracted? So the problem is it's still, and I had gotten here on my own. We're still running it in here. We're still executing it like that. But I would rather just pass it a function so I don't have to try to run the event. Extract the code so that so that it returns a function. That way I don't have to figure out. I don't have to a function instead of a layout, so I can have this question mark, and then I just want to be like extract layout URL. Want this router.url. So basically, I just want to be able to call it, and it returns the function instead of that. Okay, so yeah, this is exactly what I want it to be. So I want this function. And I don't know, like, yeah, so there, I think I can do this. I don't like it. I don't really, I'm going to see if I can avoid. Okay, so it's not happy. Did I put it? Oh, I think I put it in the wrong place. No, I didn't. Or maybe I have to do it here. Outside of the export. So let me do that. And then it's saying that I could do this. And I'm not blind. I'm not trying to say that this is not confusing. So it doesn't seem to know. Oh, it wanted. So this router.url. Okay, so I believe I can also, so it's basically I have created a function, it's outside of the class, so it's just kind of hanging out there all by itself. But I believe I can also do this, but I don't know for sure. Because things are, I don't quite have a great grip on this dot. I don't know if this is going to work out. We definitely want to test the actual application. But you see, this is returning a function. It's saying it's going to. See, I just never would have gotten like this event :unknown layout type. That is just weird. So now we're good. And that never gets called, but that's fine because we aren't actually writing that unit test. Now let's just see if stuff works. Let's go back to their custom. Let's just reload just for. Okay, so that's working. It does not look like it is working though. Yeah, it's not working. Do we have a console error? Doesn't look like this ever runs. Okay, so let's go back to where it's a function. See if that works. Nope, that's not working at all. Darn it. Alright. Don't know why that's not working. But I do want to unit test this. Alright, so I'm just going to have it make me a unit test for this. I know it's lame. Lame. Yeah, so now it's working. Alright. So do I have any unit tests in here in current route service? Yeah, all we do is check to the Alright. So that refactor didn't work. Doesn't surprise me. It did well, yeah, I don't know. I don't really quite understand this these these sorts of things, with the signals and all that stuff. It's gonna take me a while to really get that down pat. Um, okay, unit tests. All right, so let's go to our unit tests. See what we have. Yeah, look at all the stuff we have to do. So test bed, and oh, okay, he did that already. We don't need this line here. So we'll just remove. It's like a duplicate. All right, so that service. Okay, so they already did this for us. Mock router service. Mock router of any. That's kind of neat. Then we're creating an event subject. It's kind of neat. And before each. So we're doing this part already, except we aren't doing the provide router and mock router. So for each one, we run this code. Tub. Test bed coverage module. So right now we're not doing anything in here. We have one of these, but we aren't adding any providers or anything. I'm just going to grab everything between here. Yeah, put it in there. And we're already doing the injection. So let's just make sure that it all works. Oh, looks like I forgot. Oh, well, that's old. He's old. Okay, so I'm getting the wrong layout type. Um, it's going to be the same as for this one. So let's go ahead and find this layout. So this is the layout type import. Cation. We save. Okay, so everything is working at this point. think we already have this. No, we do not have this one. It should initialize with the custom route. Let's see what sort of. We might get 100 out of that. Nope. Okay, what happened? What happened? What happened? Okay, so yeah. So I guess we didn't actually run anything. Or how it knew that custom is that's 12. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it knew that. I guess based on our other communications. All right, what's our next one? Should update emit the full URL. Event next. See, I don't even understand this stuff at all. Dashboard settings to be dashboard, and then dashboard isn't even illegal. And how would it know? I mean, there's no way it would know, but it's guessing that I want. So basically, tabular or update. Update 1 is one of the possible, like, legitimate URLs. See, cross your fingers. Oh, that definitely improved things because it brought everything to 100 except for, I guess, one branch. Okay, now we need. Basically, I think there's probably one more test that, yeah, this one. This one is actually right, I think. That one there was no way, so there was no way for it to know that the three possible things were update, tabular, and um, custom. Somehow it knew custom, but it didn't know. I don't, yeah, so I don't know why it knows some and doesn't know others. Oh, wrong thing. Okay, it doesn't look like it actually reran. Still didn't quite get it. Okay, maybe it was supposed to be next new navigation. Or did it just finish? Something. Okay, let's save. Rebuild it. Generation complete. Yeah, it's not running this last. So for some reason, okay, what's the last test? What does the last test do? Okay, so this is the custom one. Okay. For some reason, this one's not getting run. Don't quite know why. And it is running this one, right? Like, let's say, see if it fails. Be like, no, and actually, it's kind of useful because it tells you what it was expecting to find. Expected, so it did get blank, but I don't know what the URL. Oh, do we need this? Okay, so I think okay, so I think it's getting blank even without that last piece. So let's go like this. Yeah, maybe we don't even need that last question mark, question mark. Because it seems like, oh, okay, oh. Okay, I think what happens is like this should return. Like if it didn't, no, I don't know. Okay, so my guess right now is that I don't even need this second here. And it's kind of funny. It's like I almost want to ask ChatGPT, why do I even have that second? So now we have 100. Now does it work? This is the question. Yeah, it works. It's custom. All right, so I can't really figure out why I even have this second. So with this in this code, I'll put this in double quotes. I can't remember why. The code after the code question mark question mark. To dashboard settings gives. Oh, okay, so I could get an undefined apparently. All right. So how do I test that? Test that part. That when a URL lacks a because it's being really slow. Oh, okay, it should return. See, I still. Okay, so it's saying this would test it. But I think we have that test. Isn't that what this is? Mock URL. Oh, but he added a 3. I don't know what the 3. I wonder what that means. Oh, it's an ID. Okay, so. Alright, so did I put that code back yet? I can't remember. Okay. I don't think the 3 makes a difference. That's like an ID. So Run it. It doesn't look like it's running it. Reload. Back to here. Oh, that did run it. Okay, so adding the 3. Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't know what that. What is it? Okay, I don't know what the 3 and the 4 are for. I guess that's the thing. So, so in this code, what is the 3 for? You're all to be a number. You're all okay. I don't. It's mostly because okay. So when it was 2 before, it does not work. It did not work, right? When it was 2, it wasn't testing it. Oh, maybe it is. Let me hit refresh. Now I'm really. Oh wait, I didn't. Oh wait. So something is different in here. Maybe it was 100% because I didn't actually save the change. I swear I do that all the time. And now I've really confused myself because I have. Okay, so we're back down to that. I think it was because I didn't save that. So let's change this to a 3. Things can get so weird when you're doing unit tests because of lagginess. So it's rebuilding, but it doesn't seem like it's running. Oh, there we go. It is running. And it is not. Okay. Okay, so this is not. This test does not. Okay, so let's see. Let's actually go look at the test again. See, it runs this URL return for an empty URL. And this was. Did I go far enough back? Oh, okay. So maybe it's this one that will. Out from URL. Oh, wait, I don't have that. Don't freaking. I don't know. I don't think. I don't think it's doing anything. Because when I go here, I get rid of this. I hit this. And all I care about in practice, all I care about is that if I go here, so we're back at 100% because I got rid of the code that it wasn't testing. Like all I care is that when I go there, it it works. It works as a custom. So it's returning custom in that situation. And I go here, here. I don't know if I think if I manually do this, it actually gets rid of it. It actually reloads the whole page, so we lose what was in memory. But I think that's where I'm going with this. So at this point, I'm 100%. I am declaring victory. Um, it's definitely not my favorite victory of all time. That's for sure. Because honestly, I just don't really understand what this code is, and I think it's becoming very clear that I don't understand what this code is. Um, I guess at this point, though, I guess since we have this, we can actually break this out into its own function. Maybe that's what I want to do. So now I can say, and then I can even add this stupid crap here. Say like get route, and we get it from string. Call this URL. I think I can do this now, though. Now that we've had it, now that we've sort of gotten to where it can at least run the code in the filter. I guess I lost track. Layout type. And then I can say return const layout type colon layout type is equal to URL dot. I think I can just do this, right? Yeah, because the hard part was actually running the code that was in the map. Now it's doing that for me, so why not just extract it and as unknown as layout type. And I definitely would feel a lot better about that. Return layout type and URL colon string. And then I can actually just say this dot get route. I think it might have even been telling me to do this. Oh yeah, we don't want that. So now I think I can pass in a URL. Like, I guess it's saying that technically, I guess it's saying that I could get I don't know, but let's just run that, just see if it works. I think this should work. Yeah, I think it ran. I think, yeah, rebuilt. Just gonna reload. Can't even tell you how many times it didn't reload and I thought I had fixed something and then I was like, okay, yeah, so that's working. All right, so now running get route, our code coverage should go back to, oh, that's crazy. Now we have coverage on that. I don't know. I don't know if this updated. Maybe unit test didn't run. I think unit test didn't run. Just close that. Again, see, that's like a thing. I just can't even tell you how many times I've thought I had 100% coverage or something, and then the unit test didn't actually run. Oh, yeah. See, we're back down to 98, so it did not actually run. So this guy here. So URL split. Branch is not covered. So somehow when you split this on that, you don't get a single, you don't get anything. And I'm guessing, I Okay, so this. How do I make it not? Okay, how about if we ask ChatGPT, rewrite this as regular with regular flow control. Can you rewrite this with regular flow control? So there we go. So they're saying if it's this is regular. They're saying this is the same code. Like that. I don't know why it says segments though. Okay, so oh, he did this. Okay, that I forgot the this piece here. And we're saying that layout type is this. Is equal to known as layout type. Oh, I made that a const. That should be a let. And then it's like, okay, well, so there I would just be setting it to that. So let's see if we get 100%. So this should be the exact same code. Of course, that's going to be broken because it's no longer in memory. Okay, I don't know if the unit test ever actually ran. Reload. Let's rerun this. Yeah, so we're at 100%. Now let's just make sure. Okay, we did make sure it actually works. So I think that's that. We're at 100% all the way around. Um, I think this basically does the exact same thing. It's just saying that if you split the URL and you get nothing from it, so I guess if URL was undefined or something, um, then we would get it. The length wouldn't be one, and all of that. So I don't know. Like I said, it is running. It's 100%, and I guess I'm happy. I'm definitely happier with this than I was a minute ago. Still not thrilled, but I do think that this code is way, way more understandable than that coalescing thing. I'm still not convinced that we even need that coalescing thing, but I'm just gonna go with it for now. I would love to have just been able to return a function that does this, and I feel like we did that, but I guess the map works a little bit different. But yeah, I guess because the way I don't know why. because okay, so it wants so I guess it map in RxJS does something with this so that it returns an operator function. It returns like a more complex. It, so I think if instead of returning function, if I had have returned an operator function, then I probably with an event and like I guess that's what I need. So somehow I think RxJS is doing something special in here in order to massage this into something that it can use. And I would have to do the same thing in order to be able to massage it to be something I can use. I think that's what's going on there. Not 100%. I'm glad to be done with this round of unit testing because that last one was a real bummer. And I definitely don't understand exactly what's going on. Um, and um, I would love to understand that, and I'm definitely closer to understanding it than before, because at least I know I have a gap there, an understanding gap. But for the moment, I'm calling uncle on this one. So that is unit tests. So all that's left now is end-to-end testing. So everybody, happy coding. Bye.